All right, how's everybody doing today? Very, very excited. So we're gonna be diving into Rive again. This is part of a four-part series. And today we're gonna be focusing on building an animated like button. So we'll be spending the majority of the time in Rive. And yeah, I'm super excited. So, if you're popping by right now, feel free to say hello in the chat, and we will get started shortly. So yeah, super excited. What is today? Wednesday. So yeah, this is part of a four-part series. So the first one, we kind of did an introduction to Rive. Hey Guido, how's it going? How's your day been so far? We're just gonna wait for some folks to roll in. Cool, it's all good, sweet, me too. So let me move some things around. But yeah, I'm super excited. So yeah, what's been the best part of your day so far, Guido? We'll just kind of wait for Guido to respond. And we'll let some other folks roll in, and we'll just make sure. Lots of meetings. Oh boy. Well, hopefully this is fun then. Yeah, I feel I've got Tuesday, Thursday are kind of our days for meetings at Coder where I work. So, oh, hanging out with the baby. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's great. Yeah. Well, this will be fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to kind of talk more about what you and I were talking about, where, with Rive, I can go in and look under the hood and kind of see, like, that's how they made this, right? So really excited to kind of explore that from like the creation side. So yeah, super excited. So let me just, I'm going to pull up Twitter and I put out a tweet earlier, so we'll just see if we got any responses from that. Cool. Okay, so got a little bit of traction there. That's cool. So cool. Okay. Looks like some other people rolled in. If you're just joining us, super excited to have you. Feel free to pop in the chat. Let us know how your day's going. And we're going to get started in the next couple of minutes. So feel free to go grab some water, grab a snack. Depending on where you are, it might be dinner time. I know I'm gonna be eating dinner after this. So, and we will get started soon. And in the meantime, I'm actually going to drop a link in the chat. So I mentioned this. So if you just joined us, basically this is the second part of a four-part series for learning Rive. Rive is an animation editor. It's kind of like Figma, but for animations. And it's super powerful. So this is part of a four-part series. I just dropped a link in the chat. Today we're going to be building, this is going to be the first part of building an animated like button. So what we're going to be doing is opening this up in Rive and looking at what it looks like under the hood and just trying to see if we can re-engineer it and recreate it from scratch. So if you want to follow along, there's the link. And then afterwards, once we finish everything, I'll publish my version to Rive, to the community page, and then people can check it out. So cool. So give it one more minute. I'm looking at I got some stuff on the right side of my screen here, so I'm going to, I want to see, can you all hear the chill hop music in the background? Can you just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it? We're just going to put some light music on in the background. So hopefully when I switch scenes, you should be able to hear it. Cool. Okay. Sweet. So let's switch over to streaming and we will go ahead and get started. So like I said, this is what we're going to be building today. Or at least I don't know how much we'll be able to get done in this hour. We might be able to finish it. We might not. So, but basically this is built by a Rive community member. It's actually built by Guido, who is here in the chat. So basically, you can toggle it, and it's kind of like, it reminds me of like Medium with the clapping feature when you like something, or Instagram when you like a photo or something, right? There's a little bit of animation. It's kind of fun, and it might be something that you might have in your, let's say, a React web app. So pretty simple, but it should give us a little bit of experience with constructing shapes and vectors in Rive, creating animations, working with the state machine, working with inputs. So you can see here on the right, there's this toggle. And so the nice thing about Rive is if we were to integrate this in a React app, we could use some state and we could have a button. So when you click it, it would toggle the animation. So pretty cool. So that's it. And feel free to throw questions at me. I've got the chat right up here on the right, so that's why I might be looking that way. And we'll stop. So this is just kind of meant to be like chill, hang out, like let's learn together kind of thing. So what we're going to do, so again, I've got the like button here. I'm actually going to hit open in Rive. And what that's going to do is open this up in Rive. And so we can see exactly how this looks, how it works under the hood, right? We've got a group, heart icon, etc. And what I'm going to do is create a new file. So we're just going to create a basic artboard. And this is where everything's going to be contained, basically. So it's, as they describe it, artboards are the root of every hierarchy. So we're just going to do 500 by 500. It's going to give us a perfect square. And so yeah, so we're going to kind of, I probably don't have enough room to show these side by side, but we'll just take a look. Yeah, probably not. So actually what I'm going to do is kind of push this off to the side so you won't be able to see it. And what we're going to do is try and recreate this from scratch. So I'm going to push this over here. And cool. So give me 1 sec to get this set up. Cool. Okay. And so what we're going to do is just try and recreate this, right? So we're just kind of going to go one by one. And actually, instead of that, I don't know if that method's going to work. I'm probably just going to have these in separate tabs and kind of go back and forth so that I can see it. So we'll kind of be jumping back and forth between these two. So I'm going to give this, we'll call this like animation. That's just going to be the name, so we remember. Cool. And yeah, so let's take a look at this. So we've got the heart icon white. And the other cool thing that we can do too is we can click this eye icon right here to kind of toggle that to kind of see like what is what. And so some of it might be harder to see, but you can see there we've got the shadow, we've got the ellipse, we've got the heart icon, and we've got the heart icon white. So we've got a white background on this group, looks like, or a white fill. So yeah, we're just going to start with that. Very, very simple. And actually, before we dive in here, there's one, I want to back up a little bit and say why I'm excited about Rive for a second. So I don't know about you, but when I'm creating things in Figma, so I'll pull up my Figma right here, and I'll pull up when I was designing my website. So the cool thing about Rive is that we're able to open up community files like this, right? And we're able to kind of look at how they're made. So in the Photoshop Dribble world, you can't really do that. So for example, when I was designing my website, usually what I do when I'm designing something is I'll start let's see if I can zoom in here. I'll start an inspiration board. There we go. And so what I'll do is I'll screenshot other websites and say, yeah, I kind of like this design. I want to pull some ideas from that. And so obviously in the front end world, you can open the inspector up, you can look at the CSS, you can look at the HTML. But you know, it's not as great of an experience to just kind of like look at raw HTML, look at raw CSS, and I guess pull pieces from that. In the same way that with this like button, you know, we have it open in the editor here. I think this would work if I just copy this and paste it. Okay, maybe that doesn't work. But either way, what we can do is we can see like the path, we can see exactly how this is made. So that's why this is exciting, right? Like when you go to dribble and you're pulling in, ooh, okay, let's turn the music down a little bit. There we go. Cool. Yeah, thanks for that feedback, Guido. Yeah, it was a little loud too in my headset too, so that's good. Let me know if that's better. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat. So yeah, when you're looking at Dribble and you're looking at designs, like if I click on this, right? Like I can screenshot it, but I have no idea, you know, is this yellow a border? Is it, I don't know, a circle or a shape underneath this white background? Yeah, no worries about the baby. That's totally cool. 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 So music's better. But yeah, again, you know, like in the Photoshop, Figma, Sketch world, you can't really inspect things, right? We can't look under the hood and see how this is made, right? Like, is this text? Is it a vector? Is it a custom font? Like, it's very hard to do that. But with Rive, what they're giving us, like what they're giving the community, is the ability to inspect these files and look under the hood and pull elements from them. So I think that's one thing I'm super excited about. And so we're gonna try that. I've taken some you know, design classes in college and things like that years ago. But what we're gonna try and do is just kind of reverse engineer this by creating piece by piece. And so the purpose of today, one, is to build this, but two, it's also to expose this method that's unique to Rive, where we can learn how things are made by opening them up in the editor and reverse engineering them. So hopefully that makes sense. Feel free to drop some thoughts in the chat if you have them. But yeah, let's jump to it. Cool. Okay, so again, we've got a group, and we'll create that group once we create our first element. So if we take a look, we're gonna start. We'll do the shadow after. And actually, I wonder, I might change this fill. Okay, there we go. Let's change it, maybe black. Yeah. So that's a cool thing too, right? So I'm previewing a copy of Guido's file of this like button, this heart, and I can make changes to it, right? Like it's not gonna save, right? Because I'm just editing his copy. So it's cool, like we can make little changes like that. So, okay. So it's a little bit easier to see, right? We've got I'm not sure what this heart icon white is, but we'll find out. This is the red heart icon. Oh, okay, wait, sorry. Let's actually go into the animate. And if I hit play. There we go, okay, sorry, right. So when it's starting, you've got a white circle, or white ellipse, I guess in this case, with a red heart. And when the animation plays, the end state has a red ellipse, or I guess we changed the color to red or changed the fill to red, and the heart is white. So you can see, so there's only one ellipse. So if we go in here, so this is the on state. What's happening, so if we come in here, not to shadow, to heart, icon, sorry, group, we want to find where the sphere is. So that's the heart icon. Why is, I would think that the ellipse would be in here, but maybe not. Let's check. Huh. Okay, so maybe that doesn't work as I thought. So my thinking was that it was changing the color of the ellipse, but it must be doing something else. Okay, so we'll come back to that actually. So, cool. So the first thing we're gonna do is create this ellipse. Very basic. Looks like it's 150 by 150 with an origin at 50-50. So like this center of the artboard. So we'll zoom out. Okay, and so we're actually gonna match the artboard color. Or maybe we'll make it a tad different so we can easily remember what we're which one we're in. We'll make it a little gray. So, you know, as we're jumping back and forth, you know, gray is the one we're working on. Okay, wait, so we got a response from Guido. It's the heart that's coloring it. The heart just scales up. Oh, right, you were showing me that the other day. Okay, so the heart kind of expands like this, and it's clipped against the ellipse, so it makes the whole thing look red. Okay, that makes sense. You were explaining that to me the other day. Okay, cool. So when we get to that, you know, we'll figure that out. So, okay. So ellipse, right? So to create an ellipse, we're going to go up here to this create menu, shape ellipse. So we can also hit O, that's the keyboard shortcut. So I'm going to try that. So now you see my cursor change to this plus. So if I hit shift, it'll keep all the dimensions equal, right? So we want 150. Cool. And it looks like that should be the center of the artboard. Oh, actually it's not 150. Perfect. So if we hit that. Oh, okay. So if we hit link, then it says, hey, keep the ratio. So I'm going to change this 148 just so we can show. And then if I hit 150, okay, never mind. That didn't work as expected. Oh, there we go. Okay, so sorry, it linked when I hit the height. So actually I'm going to unlink that. We'll do 150. And now if we link it, and now I change this to like 125, 124. There we go. Okay, now they're linked. So it basically says, like, you can kind of see it. It's probably hard to see on your screen, but basically when we hit this icon under size, then it will say, hey, keep the ratio the same when you change one of these properties. So we got the origin the same, we got the size the same. So now we just need to change the fill. So I think it's just white FFF, yeah. So we'll do FFF, there we go. Okay, so we have our first shape. Hey Miguel, how's it going? Nice to see you here. We're just playing around with Rive today. Basically, we're trying to recreate this like button. So I don't know if you'll be able to see in the chat if you scroll up, but this is basically what we're creating. So yeah, thanks for stopping by to hang out. So cool. So right now, the part that we're at is we're just slowly going through and creating the different shapes that we see. And so we're kind of reverse engineering this like button. So I'm gonna grab some water. Cool. So we have our ellipse. So next thing, let's create this heart icon. And this actually might be trickier than I think. So, I mean, let's just give it a shot and see. So we're gonna go up here. We're gonna try the pen tool. So I'm gonna draw it right here. And my guess is I'm gonna draw a shape like this. Okay. And then we're gonna see if we can kind of stretch it. You could start with the circle and edit it. Might be easier. Okay, let's give that a try. So we're gonna go here, shape ellipse. So remember we can hit O, so I'll do that. Create a shape, and I'm gonna hold shift. And this is gonna be interesting. So if we go back, so we probably want just a half circle. So I think if I do this, I'm just gonna click and drag. No, wait, that's just rotating it. Okay, this expands that way. This expands that way. If I hold shift, it'll do it. Okay, so if we double click this. No. Trying to think, double click or hit enter. So if we hit enter, okay, now we're on the path. Convert to a custom path. Okay, so over here I hit, oh, hit it again. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna convert it to a custom path. Okay, this will allow us to modify each vertex. Cool. So I'm gonna hit don't show again. Convert. Okay, there we go. Cool. So heart. Okay, so no, if we pull that in. All right, so I might struggle a little bit here, but I'd start by this selecting the bottom one. Okay. Maybe like that. Okay, yeah, that looks better. We're gonna reverse these almost. There we go. Okay. I don't know. I can't tell if that's perfect. It doesn't look like it is. There we go. Okay. So we're starting to look like a heart. Change it to straight. Okay. Cool. So that looks better. I'm trying to think. Do we want this one? No. No. So let's actually. Let's see. Man, just trying to design a heart on stream is a little intimidating. So if we come down here, so I'm trying to think, we probably want to bring this in. No. Let me see. So asymmetric, mirrored, and straight. Oh, I see. Okay, change it to straight. Yeah. Let's try that. Okay, that's better. At least it's even now. And then if I bring this, okay, there we go. Actually, we're just gonna play around, right? So we have these different, I don't know what you call these, like path editing options: straight, mirrored, detached, and asymmetric. So that's a little better. So angle 26, or sorry, angle negative 117 length. So we're gonna try and, no. If we change this one. Oh wait, sorry. If we go back here, okay. So I see. So the option, I guess, like the direction or the choice is dependent upon each individual anchor point. So for this one, if I want to mirror that, go back and I'm gonna have to select this. I think that should be mirrored. Let's see. So Bezier, okay. Actually, we can just copy this, I think. Oh shoot, no, we want the opposite, right? Okay. So this one is gonna be 117, 26.2. Make it positive, right? Okay. Instead of negative. And then, so this I need to change the length to 26.2. There we go. That's looking better. And then length out 24.9. And actually, I kind of like that wider heart. There we go. Okay, nice. I like that you can change these numbers because then we can make it a little bit more even, rather than a guessing game. Okay, so it's looking better. So let's just, there we go. If I click off, done editing. Okay, so it's kind of an ugly heart. So let's see if we can make it better. So I'm just gonna click in. So I think if I select, I'm gonna select this point, select straight. Nope, that's not it. We're just gonna pull these in a little bit. Okay, so 20, let's see, right about there maybe? 28.9. And so I'm gonna do negative 28.9. There we go. Okay, it's still, why does it look so terrible? Okay, so enter. If we hit, so we select it, we hit enter, selected path, hit it again, now we're editing the path. Okay, cool, so we're making progress. So let's just see. At this point, so we've got position negative 28.9 and 0 for Y. So we need to change this to 0 for Y. There we go. Okay. And then 117 for the angle, 26.2 for length. Okay, so we're even on those points. It doesn't, I'm trying to tell, I don't know if you can, I'm trying to think if it's like symmetrical across the y-axis. Let's see if we can, so again, we'll just edit it again. So I'm gonna hit enter, enter. If we pull this up a little bit, no, it's not terrible. It's a different style. Yeah, Guido, you're very nice. Maybe there. That's kind of, you probably need to move the points to the top to get them to match the other one. Try looking at how the vertices are set up on the other one. Oh yeah, wait, why didn't I think of that? So cool, so what we're gonna do, like Guido said, is we're gonna select the heart. I'm gonna hit enter and now I have the path selected. Hit enter again. And so we've got 4 vertices, right? One at the top, one underneath, one at the left, and one at the right. So actually, let's see if we can just copy this. So -75 and 0. So we'll do that first. Enter, enter. So we're gonna do we're gonna do 75 on the left. Let's see. Oh, actually, sorry, we're not gonna look at the position. We're gonna look at the Bezier angle. So 90, -90. Let's do that first. Oh, interesting. Okay. Maybe there we go. Okay, so it's a different, actually, let's look here. Okay, so for this vertex, it's using the detached one. So that's important. So I'm gonna go to detached. And so now if we do 90 and -90, 90, -90, and then we go over here, we do 41.4 on each. 41.4, 41.4. Interesting. Okay, I'm hoping after we do all of them that it looks better than this. Actually, what I might do, just to be safe, is just duplicate this. And then we have 2 of them. Or like a backup, you know? Okay. So enter. So again, we're going to go to this left one. We're going to go to, I'm pretty sure it's using detached. Yeah. So 90, -90. -90. And then we're going to go 41, 41. So yeah, so it's kind of tedious doing it this way. I mean, in the ideal world, I think you would be able to kind of just copy and paste across the editor, like if I could just copy and paste this, but for now we're doing it this way. Okay, so the second one is going to be detached as well. So we're going to go to the top. We're going to go to 28 or 228. -47 on the angle out. And 50.1 and 50.7. Interesting. Okay, this is not going as expected, but we're gonna go through with it and see if it works. So 90, 90. So on the right side, I'm gonna detach. We'll do 90. Sorry, -90 on the first one. 90. You were really close before. I think you couldn't switch them. I wouldn't worry so much about making the numbers identical. Okay. Let's back up then. So let's delete this and we'll come back. So yeah, let's just kind of like, rather than copying the numbers like Guido said, let's see. Yeah, that's a good point. So we've got the heart. Okay, so we've got this Bezier angle, like in. Maybe what we need to do is, so enter, enter, just kind of bring this up a little bit. I think the key difference is the top vertex, yeah. So let's just kind of take a look at that. So it's detached. And let's see if we match these numbers. I mean, maybe that will make a difference, maybe not. So 228 negative 47. Okay, that's starting to look better, so I'm optimistic. 50.1. Ooh, okay. Not as much. 50.7. Interesting. Okay. Now flip it so the handles point up. How do I flip it? Look at how the handles work in the... Ignore the numbers, they're relative. Look at how the handles work in the other one. Oh, let's see. Okay, so if I edit this... Can I edit this? No. I think you rotated the shape earlier. Okay. How do I... Can I... Oh, you're right. I did rotate the shape earlier. How do I rotate the Bezier handles? Okay. Sorry, Guido. I'm trying here. Let's see. So let's rotate it back. The Bezier handles. These are not the Bezier handles. You'd leave it rotated. Leave it upside down, like how I had it, or leave it how it is? Oh, just go into edit. Okay. So let's hit enter. So how do I rotate these? Let's see. Now go to the top vertex. Okay, I'm here. This is the top vertex. Oh, like this? Don't grab the handles. Don't rotate. Grab the handles and pull them up. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, so we're going to do that. Got it. Okay. Now if we go back. No, that's not what I want. If I move this back. Okay, that's a little better. Now try moving the ones and the other one up to see how they're set up. Okay. This one. So, oh, sorry, you're saying move these. No. Man, who would have thought it's so hard to make a heart? Okay, check the other one. Okay, so let's see. Kind of looks better if I bring it in like that. I mean, that's a better heart. Oops, that's not what I want. Enter. There we go. It looks like a butt at the top, so we need to now put the side ones so they're in parallel, like straight up and down. Okay, this is like that game that you'd play as a kid where like you're in a space station and you have to tell someone what to do. Oh, like that? Okay. We're trying. I'm failing at this. Okay. Looks better. But I need to angle this. There we go. Okay. So now we're just kind of doing like freehand. I want to make these exactly even. No, I was going to hold shift, but that doesn't. Okay. That's looking better. I wonder if maybe if I bring the bottom up. No, because we got to keep that point. Okay, that's pretty good, but I don't know, if we're looking really close, it looks like these angles are different, but I can't tell. I don't know if you guys can tell. Or does it look symmetrical? It's really hard to tell. I mean, these points, so that's at negative 28.9, and that's at 28.9. And they have the same length. This one has a length out though. So that tells me that they're different types, right? Okay, so this is mirrored. So what happens if we change this to mirrored? I think that fixed it, but I can't tell. So 28.9, designing vectors and curves is totally an art in itself. Yes. Thank you. I needed that. Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, I have so much admiration for designers. I mean, like you can sit here for hours, like trying to make the perfect heart, versus like, I don't know, writing a program. Like there's multiple ways to do it. but I feel like with art, like there's just so many more details you have to pay attention to. Yeah, okay. I think that's pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty solid heart, I would say. Like if we go back, so this one, it looks like it's a little bit wider. So I wonder if I'm just gonna try one more thing. So enter twice. If I bring it out, maybe. So this is 33.1. You could try scaling the whole thing down a bit. Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I'm going to try this one. So what was it? I like though that like, because there's numbers attached, you know, I can make it very precise, right? Like I can program, so to speak. So okay. That seems pretty good to me, right? So if we zoom out, let's just see how we're doing. Cool. Okay. I think that's pretty good. So yeah, go team. I think we got that. So now let's make it this red. So I'm going to click on this and heart icon. We're just going to copy that and bring it back in here. Cool. And so actually we're going to change the name so it's a custom shape. You can command click to quickly cut through the groups. Oh, okay, cool. Command click. Wait, sorry. I got it. Okay. Command. Actually, let's just try that real quick. So I'm on group. Nice. Okay, that was so much quicker. Pro tip from Guido. So we're going to call this heart icon. Okay, so far we've got two elements, right? We've got the heart icon and the ellipse. And so we're actually going to group these. So I believe I'm on Windows. I think if I hit Control G. Nice. There we go. Okay, cool. So we have our group. Actually, I don't want to do that yet because I want to like center these. Is there a way? Can I? Oops. There we go. So let's see. I think I'm just guessing here. Unless, can I select both layers and group them? Or, center them. I don't think so. Not yet, but maybe one day. Okay, we're just eyeballing that. That's pretty center to me, so we're gonna group these. Cool. So, nice. Look at that. We're coming along. See, we're making progress. Definitely gives you an appreciation too, because it's like, oh, okay, like, you know, took a lot of work to make that heart, for example. So the next thing we're gonna do, let's see if we can make this shadow. Actually, so this will be interesting. Okay, so let's just take a look at how it works. So you've got a shadow layer. It's got a single path. Position here. Scale 161%. The size, so, oh, interesting. Okay, so technically, it looks like the width and the height are the same, right, as our ellipse, but we scale it up. So the origin is at 50-50. The layer is normal. Let's come back, but it's down to 25%. So I'm guessing that's like opacity, the opacity for the layer. And then it's got a fill, which is a radial fill. And so we'll just be able to kind of copy these numbers in, which is awesome. Cool. So we're going to hit O and we're going to create a sphere. And actually, so like I said before, I think the size, we're going to link it and we're going to do 150. And we'll go here and then we're going to scale it up 161%. So we'll link them. Hit 161. Okay, so we got that. And actually, I'm going to bring it underneath the group just so we can see. Because it's at the bottom anyway, right? It's kind of like stacking a cake, right? So you got the shadow, the ellipse, the heart icon white. So, okay, so we got that. We're going to come back. And so we're matching position. Looks like it's a little under the top here. So like almost like there. I'm gonna eyeball it. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. And actually I'll make these, I'll zoom in so we can kind of get them roughly the same size. Yeah, cool. So we have that. We're gonna change the layer to 25%. So again, that's kind of like opacity, I'm guessing. Cool, so it's a little grayed out. Now we're gonna go back, we're gonna go to fills. So we're gonna add a fill. Well, it already has a fill. We're gonna hit here, or actually we're gonna click into the fill. We're gonna change it from solid to radial. And we're going to just copy in this color. So it looks like the very left is this red, and then you've got like 2 other points on the radial. So we can add them in like that. So the very left one is going to be this red. And then we'll go in and we'll select the middle one. The middle one is going to be this red, 26%. Change that to 26%. And actually we need to go to the left. You got to move the gradient stop on the artboard so it's in the middle. Okay. So I'm going to figure that out in a second once I change these colors. So 100%. You got to move the gradient stop. Okay, so could you elaborate on that, Guido? We got to move the stop. So let's go back to here. So we have 3 points. See where you can have the color window open? You can see the gradient stops in your shape, right? Those are these white dots, right? Those are the gradient stops that you're talking about. I assume yes. So yeah, but you can also move them on the artboard. Oh, right. Okay. You're saying like that I can move. Okay. So, oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So the red is in the middle, and then we've got this one. I'm gonna come back. I see. Okay, that's a helpful tip. So what am I doing different on this one? I think that red is all right. And then the second one. Let's go to the third. The third is 0%. Okay, so we're getting closer. But it looks like on this one, it goes from like red to no red, right, with the 0%. Oh, I see. Okay, I think I gotta change. Yeah, so if we go here, that's gonna change the opacity. Okay. I still don't know why that's... I think that I'm confused about, right? So if you look at this, the gradient, like the first stop, as Guido was pointing out, it kind of goes from this like red with 100% opacity down to like a black, but like, why? Let's just, no, that's not what I want. You might have multiple stops overlapping there. How do I tell how many stops I have? Oh, okay. I've got, try moving the stop in the color pop-up. Okay. Oh, I think you're right. That looks more like what I want. So it looked like there might have been a white stop underneath. Okay, we're gonna move this one over a little bit. I think we're pretty close. Actually, why don't we do this to figure out, so I'm gonna change, what is this, black? Yeah. So I'm gonna change the background of the artboard. Nope, is this black? If we come back. No, it's okay, it's like an off black. There we go. Okay. So, and then if we go back to our ellipse, actually, let's click off and let's just see if we can compare. I think we got it. That's pretty close to me. Go team. Okay. Nice. All right, so we got about 15 minutes left. So let's see if we can knock anything else out. So, okay, so how many pieces, right? We've got group, we've got heart icon white, heart icon, ellipse, and shadow path. So we're gonna rename this to shadow. And we're gonna put it in the group. And we're looking pretty good. We're almost there. Okay, so now last thing is just this heart icon white. So I'm still trying to figure out what this is. So what actually I'm gonna do, what is this heart icon white? Is it just an empty path? So when we hide everything on the artboard, we see a shape. It has a fill of white. But if you look, you know, it's, well, 0, 0, I guess, so it's technically in the middle. Scale is 0. Okay, so I'm guessing it scales up. Let's, what happens if we, oh, there we go. Okay. You see that? I was actually wondering what would happen in the animation if I, like, with the animation, toggle these back on, but it doesn't. Okay, so that's super handy. So I'm guessing what we'll do is we'll just duplicate our heart. Yeah, let's duplicate the heart. So I'm gonna come here. Can I hit command or Control D? Yeah, nice. Okay. So Command or Control D. Nice. Okay, thanks, Guido. So we're just gonna call this heart icon white, and we're gonna change the fill to white, which is FFF. Okay, so we have all of the layers. So the next step, which we'll probably do, you know, we'll see if we can start it here, or at least start to understand what's happening. But that will probably be in the next stream, is the animation. So let's see. So again, we've got this, and I'm gonna toggle these so you can see them. So again, let's, we got this state machine. Actually, you've got on and off. I'm trying to think. Let's just see the demo. So, okay, so I'm just gonna play that. That's just kind of looping. And so the cool thing is I can select the layers on the artboard, and then you can kind of see how they're shifting, right? So the shadow, it looks like it's bouncing almost a little bit, right? I mean, well, technically, actually, are all of these, is everything in the group bouncing? So if I select this, so the white heart kind of pops up, it kind of bounces a little bit. The heart icon. So the heart, actually, check that out. That's kind of cool to see. So I have the heart icon selected. To see how it just scales up, so that's kind of what's happening, right? Remember how before I was trying to figure out if we changed the ellipse from a white to a red? We don't. All we're doing is, and Guido pointed this out earlier, is we're clipping it. And so clipping basically says, like, if this heart gets bigger than this ellipse, than this circle, only show basically the ellipse fill of it, I guess, is how I might explain it. So that's why, you know, the heart gets bigger than the ellipse, but as soon as it hits the edge of the ellipse, it gets clipped basically, right? And you can actually see that here. So I have the heart icon selected, and you have this under clipping on the right side. You see that we have this clipping. So actually, if I turn this off, let's see what happens. Oh, cool. Okay, so again, like, this is why I like Rive, because we can really play around and make modifications to this community file to really understand how it works. So again, you see without the clipping, the heart would, you know, just extend beyond the sphere, and that looks super weird. And I'm actually gonna, if I click on the artboard, so you can just kind of see. right? So that looks super weird, right? So now if we go back to the heart icon and toggle that visible again, we can see like that's how we get that effect, right? That's the clipping in Rive. So why don't we do that actually? That seems like an easy step that we can knock out right now. So let's see if we can do that together. So I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna rewind it. So if I select the heart icon white does not have a clipping, the heart icon does. So I watched the video on clipping, but let's see if we can figure this out together. And actually, for now, we'll just toggle that heart icon white off. So if we go to heart icon and we go to plus clipping, you see Rive down here says pick a shape to use as a clipping source. So I'm assuming I can click on the layer, or I can click on the layer in the artboard or the shape in the artboard. So I'm just going to click on the ellipse, and there you go. And that's as simple as it is, right? And so to test this, I'm actually going to extend it out. You can see it gets clipped there. So I'll hit Command Z or Control Z, and there you go. So cool. So we have the clipping. And let's see if there's anything else that's clipped. I don't think so. Nice. Okay. And so let's see which of these has the fewest amount of points. I guess none of them technically. So let's see. What we'll do in the next stream actually is recreate all of these animations. And so we'll just start with the on one for now, and we'll just kind of get that prepped. So again, I can hit tab on my keyboard to switch. You can see that up in the top right. Switch between the design and animate. You can click here, you can hit tab on your keyboard. You see that? It's kind of slick, that animation, how it just slides up like that. Okay, so we go back. So this is gonna be, and the other thing I wanna point out is these icons, right? So the first one is a state machine. So if you hit plus, you can create an animation or a state machine. And so a state machine, right? So we can basically play it. And so if when it's playing, it moves into different states based on this input, right? And so inputs can be numbers, booleans, or triggers. I'm not sure what an input trigger is. If Guido or anyone else in the chat knows, like, feel free to chime in. I'm assuming this checkbox is just a boolean, and then a number. You know, I guess we could change, like, we could tie, I don't know, the size of the heart to an input, or like the speed at which it animates. Checkbox it's a checkbox that immediately turns negative. Oh, okay. So what's the difference between a trigger and a boolean? What happens if it only fires for a second and goes back to, oh, okay. Like you trigger something and it does it and then goes back, versus a boolean, a hold state. Okay, cool. So boolean holds state and a trigger fires for a second. Okay, thanks Guido. That's helpful. So we go back. Okay, so we're gonna start with the on. We're gonna call this on. And so see that icon on the left, that arrow? That's kind of like one shot, loop, or ping pong, kind of bounce back and forth. So one shot is like it plays and stops, right? So if we go back, so we've got on. Okay. And so we've got these keys. And so for the group, you've just got a key. It looks like it's keyed to scale 100%. So let's go here. And if we click on group, and we have 100%, so I'm going to add 2 keys. And so watch down here as those keys get added to the, I think this is called the animation timeline. I'm forgetting. Boom, boom. And I believe those are the only ones for group. And I think we can check. Yeah, okay, so this is the other cool part. Yeah, okay, cool, animation timeline. So see this drop-down arrow? You can see which properties have keys. And so we'll just take a look. So group only has scale on this first animation. And actually, let's just, if we drag the playhead. Hey, Hassan, how's it going, man? Nice of you to stop by. We're just, we're playing around with this like button animation. I'll drop a link because I always forget, like, can you scroll up in Twitch? I'm not sure. And like see previous chats, but basically like this is what we're recreating, like reverse engineering and just kind of learning about Rive in the process. So this is the community file, which I've opened up in Rive, and this is our recreation. So pretty similar. We finished the design stage of it. So we've got all of our pieces, and then the next state is just animating. Yeah. So pretty cool stuff. We're going to wrap up in a couple minutes here, but yeah, super awesome of you to stop by. So can this be saved? Ooh, good question. Can this be saved as a GIF to embed in a web app? Yes. Or can it be saved as a GIF? Actually, that would be a good question. Guido is still here, I think. So basically they have all these runtimes. It can be saved as a GIF. Cool. So I'm wondering, so you could download it. Basically, I wonder if I pop this up, it'll show the runtime, Sasan. But that's not a great way to use it. GIF will be big and not interactive, right? So yeah, so like one of the cool things about Rive is like we're building this animation and you can have inputs that trigger it, right? So like here's a toggle. And I think if I pull up Code Sandbox, that was like one of the first things we did in a previous stream. But yeah, like Guido said, like it's going to be big and non-interactive. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick, kind of as our last thing. I'm trying to think. Yeah, super cool. Let me show you, Hassan. Like this is pretty cool. So let me show you on the home page. So like here's a basic example, right? So watch, if you see my mouse cursor as it enters into this artboard, or this white container, you see the animation goes away. So you can do fun things like that to, make your apps more interactive. This is probably my favorite one. You've got this van moving and you can use this slider to change the speed. So you can see here, picture like an ice cream truck or something. I know, right? It's pretty wild. Like how, like literally, I don't know how it looks on the stream. Hopefully it shouldn't be dropping frames, but I mean, it's like buttery smooth. So I'll drop a link actually for folks who want to like pull that up in your browser. So that's one. Here's another cool one. So again, as I drag this down, that kind of comes up. You can see there, and like the planets animate. So super cool. This is another one that's really cool. Hassan, I'm sure like you've done this before, right? Adding dark mode. Like this would be super slick on a website, right? Like I toggle this. Like I've spent like not hours, but I spent a lot of time just toggling this back and forth. So yeah, basically the process is you'd create the animation in Rive, you would export it as a .riv file, RIV, and then I'm trying to think. Recently viewed sandboxes. Here we go. So like here, like one of the first things we did in the very first stream was we exported one of these and then added it to a React app that runs on Click. Yeah, it's pretty incredible, man. It's like it feels like I describe it as just like Figma, but for animations. And I know, Hassan, you used to do like game development, right? So like I'm sure you had to add animations and like use weird libraries or frameworks. But let me show you the code. So if I put this on the side. So basically, I've got this smiley.riv file. Yeah, animations were annoying, I'm sure. Even in web apps, honestly, like they can be kind of hard. And so having a tool like this, like a Figma-esque is pretty awesome. But yeah, so you've got a state machine, this simple state machine. You get this like on-click input. And so it gives you the Rive React library, gives you a Rive component. You've got an on-click handler. And all it does is it just inverts the value to like whatever it didn't have. So it's like, the cool thing is like, like if you and I were designing an animation and we hand it to another developer on our team, like it's pretty straightforward to add. The other cool thing is like what we were talking about today is basically you can see all these animations. Like if I wanted to make something like this, I can literally open this up in Rive and see exactly how it's made. Like I can see like the shapes that they use. I can go to the animate tab and see exactly how they made this. So it's pretty powerful. I mean, like the way that we're learning about Rive in this stream is just kind of reverse engineering this like button. So yeah, cool. That is all for today's stream. Thank you everyone for coming. We're going to continue the animation side next Wednesday, same time. So hopefully you can join us. But that's it. Hope you all have an awesome night and we'll catch you later.